Tyler approved $18.5 million to move forward with upgrades to the city's sewer systems, and it will meet federal requirements, we're told. KLTV7's Emma Burns shares what projects are next in line for repairs under the consent decree.
Over 12,000 feet of new sewer line plus improvements to the water system and sewer mains are up next in the city's consent decree with the Environmental Protection Agency. The City Council approved the 4 projects, 2 aimed at boosting capacity and 2 focused on repairs and rehabilitation.
So this work is going toward kind of 2 different types of projects that we have that are delineated in the consent decree, one of which is capacity work, where we're increasing the capacity of our sewer system. The other work that we do is our remediation or remedial measures.
The city's utilities director, Kate Dietz, says $10.5 million is set to go towards extending the city's sewer lines, $6 million to cover the repairs of 224 sewer mains, and just under $2 million for special rehabilitation like pipe bursting and cured in place liners.
Of course, as required by the consent decree, we have to continue doing this work on an ongoing basis. It never really ends.
In 2017, the city entered a 10-year consent decree with the EPA to address capacity and maintenance issues and create new management programs across the aging system.
How things have been going with getting materials in, the contractors that we've been working with and developed relationships with, I do feel like we will be ending on time.
The city is required by law to maintain these changes until April 2028, but say they'll remain in effect until further notice. Emma Burns, KLTV 7 News.
The 4 projects totaling over $18 million is part of a long-term program costing $287 million that will span over 10 years.